Help me hit 2,000 subscribers, my wife laughed, too loudly, too brightly, as she lifted her champagne glass. Then with a slow, almost theatrical flourish, she slipped off her wedding ring and set it on the edge of the bar. And in that single ringing moment, the world around me collapsed into silence. I'm single now, she said. Not joking. Not teasing. Not drunk. Her voice was razor-sharp, deliberate, like she wanted me to feel every syllable carving into me. I didn't move. Couldn't move. The bar lights painted gold across her bare finger, and something inside my chest lurched, as if a wire had snapped. Anna, what are you doing? She didn't look at me. She kept her eyes on the ring, as if it was already something that didn't belong to her anymore. Just letting myself breathe, she murmured, swirling her drink. I'm tired of pretending. A cold pulse spread through my spine. Pretending about what? She finally turned, and the look she gave me wasn't anger or sadness or fear. It was something far worse. Resignation. 2 hours earlier we had arrived together at her co-worker's celebration. A small milestone party, nothing special. But something in Anna shifted the moment we entered the room. She walked ahead of me. She smiled at everyone else but barely looked my way. She drifted through conversations like she was trying to lose me in the crowd. I noticed the red flags, of course I did. Little ones. The kind you brush off because love makes you blind and hope makes you stupid. She stood too close to people. Checked her phone too fast. Laughed at jokes that weren't remotely funny. Avoided my touch like it burned. By the time she reached the bar and ordered champagne, my chest already felt tight with a dread I didn't want to name. And then she said it. And then she took off the ring. Anna, I said quietly, look at me. She swallowed hard. Don't make a scene. I'm not. You will. Her eyes flicked over my face, searching, bracing, like she was waiting for me to explode. But all I felt was a numb, hollow ache. What's going on? I asked again, but softer this time. Anna, talk to me. She exhaled sharply. I'm confused, okay? I need space. Space from what? From us. Her voice cracked just barely. From the guilt. The word hit me like a slap. Guilt for what? When she saw the question in my eyes, she looked away again. Not here, she whispered. But I already knew. I didn't want to know. But I knew. We didn't speak as we walked back to the car. Snow clung to her hair, glittering under the streetlights. She looked beautiful and distant, like a memory instead of a wife. In the passenger seat, she twisted her bare fingers together nervously. Finally, she said, I didn't mean for you to find out like that. Find out what? A question. Not a question. A plea. She closed her eyes. I crossed a line. My grip tightened on the steering wheel. With who? Someone from work. That was worse than a stranger. It meant proximity. Repetition. Intimacy built brick by brick in the shadows. Was it emotional? I asked. My voice didn't sound like mine. Her silence was answer enough. And physical? She hesitated, and that hesitation was a confession. I didn't plan it, she whispered. I didn't go looking for it. It just happened. People always say that. Nothing just happens. You've been distant for months, she added softly. You barely look at me anymore. You work late. You forget things. I kept telling myself it was just a phase, but then... So you cheated because I forgot things? My voice broke on the last word. She cried then. Quiet, trembling tears that slid down her cheeks. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry. I wasn't sure who I was angrier at, her or myself for still loving her even as my heart cracked open. Inside, she hovered near the living room like she wasn't sure she had the right to sit. Say something, she whispered. I'm trying to breathe, I said. And I was barely. She sank onto the couch, shoulders shaking. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did. I know. So what now? My voice was raw. You want a divorce? She shook her head violently. No. God, no. I don't want to lose you. Then why take off the ring? Her answer was barely audible. Because I already felt like I had. The words gutted me. She looked up, eyes swollen. Tell me how to fix this. I sat across from her, heart pounding, mind spinning in jagged circles. I wanted to scream, to break something, to disappear. But all that came out was a whisper. Why him? She flinched. He listened, she said. He asked how I really was. And I felt seen. Painful pause. And I hated that it wasn't you. My jaw tightened. I thought I was doing everything for us. Working hard for our future. But I needed you now, she cried. It felt like drowning, hearing that truth acknowledging mine. Maybe I had drifted too far. Maybe she had reached too far. Maybe we both broke something we didn't realize was fragile. But betrayal is betrayal. No justification dulls the sting. She reached for me. Mark, please. Don't leave. Don't give up on us. I stared at her hand. The same hand that used to wear my ring. The same hand someone else had held. I said nothing for a long time. Then slowly, deliberately I stood. She panicked. Where are you going? I walked to the table by the front door, where I had placed the small velvet box 2 days ago. A gift I'd bought after weeks of planning. A gesture meant to pull us closer again. I held up the box. Her eyes widened. What is that? I was going to surprise you tonight, I said. My voice trembled. I thought maybe we just needed to reconnect, reset. I thought if I showed you that I still chose you every day, maybe you'd feel it again. She covered her mouth, tears spilling. Mark. Inside the box was a new ring. A simple, elegant band, one I'd saved months for. I set it on the table next to her old one. I was going to ask you to renew our vows. Her sob turned into a painful choke. But now, I said quietly, you took yours off first. Her face crumpled. Please don't do this. I can fix it. I swear I can. I stepped back. I'm not ending anything tonight, I said. Not while I'm this hurt, this angry, this confused. She inhaled shakily, clinging to hope. But, I added, I'm not putting on a show anymore either. She blinked. What does that mean? I met her eyes. It means tomorrow I decide whether this marriage can be rebuilt, or whether tonight was the moment it ended. Her breath hitched. And Anna, I added quietly. She looked up, desperate. You're the one who made it a question. The room fell into a silence so heavy the walls seemed to sink beneath it. And for the first time in years she realized she was the one who was afraid of losing me.